Hi gang, Rob here. It is the evening of 19 December 2024. It's a Thursday night at 9. Therefore, it must be time for a knife sale on the Apostle P channel, and a knife sale we shall have. Before we get into the thick of it, let's do a little bit of housekeeping as usual. First off, I need you to be familiar with and agreeable to the terms of the sale. I'm going to post those on the screen for you in just a moment. I will also print them in the description underneath this video. Also in the description at the very top, you're going to see 3 links to previous videos on this channel. The first is entitled A Primer for Buyers. That is extremely important for you to watch if you are new to this weekly sale. It's a 38-minute expanded explanation of the terms of the sale. It should give you a good understanding of how we do things and why every Thursday night. So please watch that if you're new. The second link pertains to you if you're interested in using this weekly sale to move along some of your own personal collection. It's called FAQs for Consignors. That video explains how this madness all works from the consignor's perspective. And if you do have some knives you need to move along, this would be a good time to send them in. Backlog is low, so the time from my receipt of your knives to the time they go on sale will be very short. 2 or 3 weeks right now, which is less than the usual 5 or 6. The third link is to my rates and services video for the TheApostleP Knife Service, the original precision sharpening service for the online knife community. And similarly, this is a really good time to send in knives for sharpening because around the holidays, funds for knife maintenance tend to get a little low for most people. So if you send me a knife to sharpen, it'll ship in less than 3 weeks. Okay. Also in the description, above those 3 links, above the terms of the sale, you're going to see the list of tonight's inventory, complete with timestamps down the left side, pricing down the right. In that pricing column, you're generally going to see 2 numbers. The one to the left of the slash is the price of your knife as shown in the video, and the price on the right is the price as sharpened by the TheApostleP Knife Service. There will be next day sharpening this week for the first 3 knives purchased to be sharpened. Those will ship tomorrow the 20th, along with all the as shown inventory. But not to worry if your knife falls outside that first group. It'll ship in under 3 weeks. If you see the word sold, all caps, exclamation point, in lieu of pricing in that right column, that means what you're looking at has been bought and paid for by its new owner. So no need to send an I'll take it or an inquiry about anything marked sold, all caps, exclamation point. I believe that's it for the preliminaries. Let's get the terms up on the screen for you, then we'll be right back with the sale. Here are the terms. All right, let's get to it, shall we? First, we got to clean up some leftovers from last week. I think there are 5 of them. First among them is from Great Eastern Cutlery's Northfield Unexcelled line of premium pocket knives. Model number 493121 is a number 49 Freedom Jack. This one covered in garnet jigged bone. What a little beauty this is. Yeah. 3 3/16 enclosed length. Gorgeous garnet jigged bone. The old school unexcelled shield. Triple line bolsters. Plain but chamfered end caps. This one does have a little bit of carry wear. Single sheep's foot blade. Long pull cut swedge. Northfield etch. It is pinchable. Pull weight. I wrote 6.5, might be a 6. You can see the blade, well centered. It's a dainty walk and talk, but nice little snap. Condition will be excellent in tube. Nothing, no damage, just a little bit of pocket wear in the hardware. Doesn't appear to have really cut anything, certainly never been sharpened. One of these has sold recently on eBay for $203, which I thought was a lot. So we ran this one last week at $150, didn't sell. Dropped it to 135 for the weekend. It's still here. Let's do 125 this week like it is, 145 if you like my edge on that sheep's foot blade. That's the Freedom Jack, number 49 from GEC. Next, a leftover from Benchmade. Somebody's going to score on this knife because it's way too cheap. It's a 580 Barrage. Kind of one of the two original Barrages. There was one in M390 steel with G10 back here and then aluminum bolsters. This is the sort of base model, the 154 CM and Velox Barrage. Axis assist mechanism with the spine mounted safety. Just touch it off and the spring takes care of the rest. Gorgeous sort of drop spear, big swedge. 154 CM blade, 3 5/8 inches in length, a superb utility blade. 4 3/4 handle, ambidextrous tip-up parkerized split arrow clip, rock solid lockup, nice spring, beautiful action, centering will be dead down the middle. Near mint to like new in box. These are out of stock currently, maybe discontinued, don't know. Current map price from Benchmade or web retail, $198. We ran this one at $125 last week, didn't sell, dropped it to $115 for the weekend. Somebody gets it this week for $105 like it is, $130 with an ApostleP edge. Definitely suitable for gifting this Christmas. Don't know if it'll get there by Christmas, but you could give it late. It's the Barrage from Benchmade. Next up is another Benchmade survivor from last week, and I think I know why. It's a black class blade. It's the 275 SFE-2 Adamas. So the 275 FE-2 would be OD green, G10 scales, and a flat dark earth cerakoted blade. The S designates serrated for the combo edge on this knife, which is probably why it's still here and it's going to be this inexpensive. So here's the knife. What a package. Black oxide coated liners and standoffs, heavy axis lock hardware. The stop pin in the axis bar larger than normal, kind of the calling card of the Adamas. The parkerized deep carry butterfly stamped clip that's ambidextrous tip up. There's that gorgeous Shane Sibbert designed blade. It is 3 13/16 inches in length. The handle is 5 1/8. Basically a free swinger. I'm better than that. Come on, there we go. Lockup is rock solid, as like every Adamas is. Centering, close enough to call perfect, I guess. It is like new in box. Currently available for purchase online, brand new at your favorite retailer for $292. We ran this one last week at $190, got no takers, dropped it to $175 for the weekend. It's still here. This will be the cheapest one of these you've ever seen in this condition. $160 this week like it is. $185 with an ApostleP edge. That is the Adamas from Benchmade. Does come in that beautiful belt pouch, and the molly straps are in the box, or strap. Next up, another shocker that it's still here. From that little company down in Texas, Tactile, we've got a card. This is the Rockwall Thumbstud in titanium scales, Magna Cut blade at 61 Rockwall. Here is that little beauty. I would so own one of these if it wasn't a right-hand tip-up only clip, because I'm left-handed. You can see the fine milling on the titanium scales. Beautiful little snap. Nested liner lock. Locks up beautifully. Rock solid. The blade is in Magna Cut. There it is. 3-inch blade, 4 1/16 handle, rock solid lockup. Beautiful action on bearings. The knife has been sharpened, and I showed you this last week. There's what appears to be a little roll near the tip. You don't really feel it on the cutting edge. Would it be serviceable and usable till it really gets dull like it is? Yes. Am I going to offer you a sharpened price? Yes. So we'll call it near mint in box. Web retail for this knife is $290. We ran ours last week at $210, got no takers. Dropped it to $195 last weekend. This week, $180 like it is. $205 with an ApostleP edge. That is a buy on the Rockwall Thumbstud in MagnaCut from Tactile. Next up, we have one from Spain, left over from last week, from Castillo Knives. It is the Listo in chili red micarta. Caution, sharp knife enclosed. I would call this a fusion knife, maybe. Maybe it's just a traditional mid-lockback. And that chili red micarta appears to be a burlap type product. Got a nice little black leather thong lanyard. Closed length is 3 1/4. Pinch out the blade, no need for a nail nick. Blade length is 2 9/16. Sandvik 14C 28N is your blade steel. Little hollow ground spear point with some nice jimping. File worked liners. Little vertical play that kind of goes away after it seats. So nothing to worry about. It's kind of an old school lockback. That's part of the program. Blade centering. Oh, I don't know. Will I call that perfect? It's close, very close. Near mint to like new in box. These are out of stock at $89 web retail. We ran this one last week for $55, got no takers. Dropped to $45 last weekend. It's still here. Somebody gets a nice little stocking stuffer this week for $39, shipped priority mail. $59 if you'd like it with an ApostleP edge. Next day sharpening is available. The Castillo C4SRM Listo. Next up, we got one from Reylight. This is not going to come with any packaging, just a little Ziploc bag. This is the Reylight Pineapple Mini Titanium Light in the Frag Titanium barrel. Super sweet little flashlight. 3 9/16 overall length. Stonewashed titanium barrel. Comes with a 10440 rechargeable lithium battery. I think you could swap out for a AAA, I believe. There are 4 programming modes, and I think there are 4 options within each mode. And if you look at Reylight's website, those instructions are available. Lighting between between 10 and 500 lumens. Near mint to like new, no box. These are available brand new on Reylight's website for about $50. This one can be yours all in, shipped priority mail, $35. Nice little pocket EDC light. $40, shipped priority mail. And be careful on your, I'll take it because I got 2 of these in different materials. This one will say titanium light, mini titanium light, Frag TI. Next, speaking of the other one, here's the next Reylight. This is also a Pineapple Mini in a smooth copper, so no frag pattern in the barrel. It's starting to darken a little bit just from being handled, but it's basically near mint, no box. 3 9/16 overall length. Comes with a 10440 rechargeable lithium battery that I think can be swapped out with a AAA. 4 programming modes, I think with 4 options for each. Instructions are available on the Reylight website. Light output between 10 and 500 lumens. Tail clicky switch. Near mint to like new, no box. These are available brand new for 50 bucks. And you can buy this one for 35, all in, shipped, priority mail. So 35 for the copper, 40 for the titanium. I think I misspoke in the titanium segment. It's 59 web retail. This is 50. Anywho, those are the Reylights. Next up, I think we sold one of these last week or the week before. This is a flashlight from Olight, and a stunning piece of work. You can see it as a 300 meter throw, 2300 lumen max output. It is the Warrior 3S light. It comes in a nylon belt pouch, button release. Well, I got stuck here. What did I do? There we go. There's the light. OD green hard anodized aluminum barrel. So it comes with a combination switch, kind of. You have a tail click switch, and then you have this dial. Or no, this is not the one with the dial. This is how you switch between the modes with the side button. And I think this has a, yeah, it does. It has a proximity sensor. So you can see as I move my hand toward, it dims the beam. Not sure why, I guess to avoid heat. Pretty cool. Get the two-way pocket clip. Battery is 18650. USB rechargeable. The cord is present. All the kit is present. It is like new in the box. These are available brand new. I found one website that has these on sale, but there were only 6 left. They're 80 bucks. This one can be yours, all in, shipped priority mail for 60. No need to sharpen. That's the Warrior 3S light from Olight. And we'll snap it in. Next up, such a cool knife. Must be kind of an early one because of the packaging. This is from Demko Knives, Performance First, from the Demko Custom Shop, made in USA. And it's an AD20. Here you go. To be specific, an AD20S V2. I believe the S indicates the slot, no thumb stud. The V2 indicates the full flat ground clip point blade with a nice little swedge detail. Not the cleanest stonewash I've ever seen, but I guess it'll function. Blade steel on this one. I always got to remember where to find it. There it is. Deep in the well on the blade tang. Magna cut. So, we got ball bearing opening. I'm not too good at flicking this one, apparently. The ball bearings work fine, though. We've got a blade length of 3 5/8 inches. A handle length of 5. Natural or Jade G10 scales. Very minimalist interior hardware. Look at that. Only just surrounding the pivot is the metal. So it's pretty lightweight for its size. Right hand tip up pocket clip. Shark lock. Yeah, lockup is rock solid. Action is super free and smooth. Centering is perfect. Condition will be near mint in box. Out of stock at $450 web retail. This one, $375 like it is, $405 with an ApostleP edge. That's the Demko Custom Shop AD20S V2 in Jade and Magna cut. Next up, oh, we got one that'll make you smile. From Cold Steel, one of Lynn Thompson's coolest designs ever. It's the Spartan, the standard size Spartan. 5 15/16 inch handle in Griv X not Grivery, Griv X. It opens with a thumb plate, which can be used as an Emerson wave type feature. The blade is 4 3/8 inches of AUS 10A, made in Taiwan. Triad lock. Nice free blade. Lockup, let's see, it's a triad lock. It's rock solid. Blade centering, nah, they tried. But here's the claim to fame for the Spartan. We don't need no stinking jimping on that handle. And if you need to swoop up here, you can do that too. Yeah. Near mint in box, you might call it like new. And I think both clips are in the box. Yes, they are. Currently available for a web retail of $75. Let's do $50 shipped priority mail on this one. $80 with my edge on that swoopy recurved AUS 10 blade. Next up, we have arrived at the portion of tonight's sale where it's time for the Rob's Pick. A knife that the early birds did not get to see. Only you 9 o'clockers compete for this one. It is the 570-1 Presidio 2 from Benchmade. A super fine knife, a knife that I adore and do not own. There it is. Not a small knife, but not a heavy knife. I really dug the first version of the Presidio 2, which came with the black hard anodized aluminum scales, but it was a heavy knife. This one scaled in the CF Elite material, a lot like a Glock pistol frame. A very carbon-rich molded polymer. Great grip without being a pocket shredder. Parkerized deep carry, butterfly embossed clip, ambidextrous tip up. Axis lock mechanism, and a blade in a beautiful glass beaded S30V, a swedged spear that is super useful. Blade length 3 3/4, handle 5 inches. It fits the hand so beautifully. Molded in jimping works great. You have a little flare at the front of the handle that aids in purchase. Beautiful sharpening choil. Action's beautiful. Lockup is rock solid. Blade centering is Benchmade perfect. That's no longer a joke. Huh! Near mint to like new in box. Currently available for purchase new at $180 Benchmade map price or web retail. This one can be yours, and a beautiful example. $135 like it is, $160 with an ApostleP edge, and next day sharpening is available. That's the 570-1 Presidio 2. Next up, the sleeper of tonight's sale. Most of you guys are going to blow right past this. It's probably, well, it's not probably, it is the best investment knife in this week's sale. It's from Great Eastern Cutlery. It's from the Tidioute line. It was made in 2010. Model 735-210 EC in ebony wood. It's a 73 Trapper. It does not say Gabon ebony. It says ebony wood. So you would expect it to have some blonde figuring, but it's actually very rich. There's definitely some discernible grain patterns going on, but it's not jet black. Very, very attractive covers. Nickel silver bolsters and end caps. A closed end design, which is a design element super significant on a user pocket knife. One way that our joints get fouled is from crap getting in that front edge or that front opening, like you can see on this 49. Okay. These blade tangs come flush with the end to keep it from fouling. It's got a hot dog shield. Closed length is 3 3/4. The blade set is a drop point main. with the Tidioute etch, nail nick, and a drawn swedge. The secondary implement is a spay blade. Pull weight. I'm going to call that 8 to 8.5. Now I want you to look. There are what look like smears from wiping. Those are fine scratches, and those are from somebody who wiped his blades too much. They're very, very fine. They only show up at certain lighting angles. I don't think those are a problem, but that's what keeps us from being a $500 knife. The walk and talk is beautiful, gator snappy. Blade centering looks doggone near perfect on the spay and a little off on the main blade. Condition is near mint in tube. Where did it go? I thought there was a button. Maybe there's not a button. No button. Never mind. Never mind the button. So near mint in tube. Unobtainium. Can't find any for sale. Can't find any recently sold. This will be, of course, a Titusville Ironworks tang stamp from 2010. Your price, $225 like it is. $255, I sharpen both blades. The GEC Tidioute 73 Trapper. Next up, ooh, what a little cutie. A little short tube from Great Eastern Cutlery's Northfield Unexcelled line. This is the Northfield number 22 Bullet. The 220124, an antique autumn smooth bone. What a little stunner. Going to come with a Northfield button. Look at that little beauty, would ya? It is a gun stock pattern, and it's tiny. Just 2 11/16 closed length. A certified 5th pocket knife for your jeans. The bone is gorgeous. Nickel silver bolsters, brass liners, beautifully finished bare end, and a single Wharncliffe blade in 1095 steel. Cut swedge and a long pull. Unexcelled bullet etch. I'm going to call that a 6 pull. Beautiful walk and talk. Blade centering. Perfect. We'll call it near mint to like new in tube. They are, of course, out of stock. Sold listings on eBay range between $120 and $155. This one can be yours. Guys, this is a beautiful Great Eastern Cutlery knife for $110 shipped priority mail. $130 with an ApostleP edge. The GEC Northfield number 22 Bullet. Next up, from that same family, that same run, we have a Tidioute 22 Magnum, number 221124. And the cover material is Redstone ESPL, and I should have looked it up. It looks like a paper micarta product, but it's probably something a little different than that. This will come with a button that will say Tidioute Cutlery 22 Magnum. And here's the knife. Oh yeah. This is interesting for a couple reasons. First of all, it's a gun stock, which is a pattern I love. Nickel silver bolsters, brass pins, brass liners. That micarta or ESPL is gorgeous. And look at the shield. It's a serpentine bar. Have they ever used that before? I don't know, but it's so cool. The blade, single clip point, nail nick, and a drawn swedge, 1095 steel. Pull weight, I'm going to call that a 5.5. Great walk and talk. Beautiful centering. Condition, near mint in tube with button. Sold listings on eBay ranging between $125 and $140. Let's do this one at $110 like it is $130 with an Apostle P edge on that gorgeous little clip point blade. Next day sharpening available. That's the GEC Tidioute number 22 Magnum. Next up, we have a pretty special Spidey. There's your box, my favorite box in the world. Look at that model number. It's a pair of 3. River's Edge Cutlery exclusive in CTS 204P. That's also going to come with OD Green G10 scales, black hardware, and a flat dark earth Cerakoted blade, wearing a glinty edge by the TheApostleP Knife Service that feels virginal to me. The factory black clip is included, but installed is a bronze anodized Casey Lynch titanium deep carry clip that pulls it all together, doesn't it? So you got a 2 15/16 blade in CTS 204P. You got a 4 1/4 inch handle, compression lock, rock solid lockup, free drop in action, perfect centering. Near mint in box with my edge, with the Lynch clip. These are out of stock at River's Edge Cutlery. Sold listings on eBay ranging between $286 and $550. I don't think they made very many. Your price on this one? A beautiful example with, I don't know, what, 25 bucks added for the clip, 30 bucks added for my edge. Let's do $295. No need to sharpen. That's the pair of 3 OD FDE 204P TAP. Next up, another Spidey, another one from Golden, and another pair of 3. This one says it's a pair of 3 M4 plain edge. Well, looky here. We've got some Jade or natural G10. We got a compression lock. We got a Casey Lynch deep carry titanium clip. And we got a blade in CPM M4. Blade HQ exclusive. 2 15/16 blade. 4 1/4 handle. Rock solid compression lock lockup. Free drop in action. Centering is down the middle. I got a little blemish on the inside of the scale, right on that corner. It's just a little hairy corner, and that's not chamfered or radius. So I don't know, something caused that. No big deal. Other than that, let's see. How's the cutting edge? Appears to be unmolested. You got a little bit of cloudy patina starting on the M4. It would be a good idea to get the flits out quick. That should come right off. But anyway, we'll call it near mint in box. Lynch clip noted. Original in the box. They're out of stock at Blade HQ. Sold listings on eBay range between $244 and $252. Let's do $200 on this one, $230 with my edge. Next day sharpening is available if it's one of the first 3. Spyderco pair 3, Jade, and M4. Next up, the Spidey party rolls on. Heavily dominated by the pair of 3. This one, no exception. This will be the Knife Center exclusive pair of 3 in crew wear, murdered. So it's got the smooth black G10 scales and the DLC blade black hardware. This one also wearing a Casey Lynch deep carry titanium clip in black, factory clip included. The 2 15/16 inch blade is DLC coated in CPM crew wear. Compression lock is rock solid. Blade swings free. Centers perfectly. So your only thing to look at on this knife, it does have some coating wear. Actually cut some stuff in its life. Not very serious. And the worst of it is on the off side. Show side looks beautiful. I got a little splooge. Is that what you call that? I don't know. Condition will be excellent to near mint and box coating wear noted. These are discontinued, not a stock. Found one sold listing on eBay for this knife. Didn't have a Lynch clip. It did $260 shipped. This one, because it's got a little use on it, let's do $195. Like it is, $220 with an ApostleP edge. That's the Spyderco Pair 3 Smooth Black, DLC, and Crew wear. Next up is the end of the road for our Pair 3 party. This says neon green and black. This is a Knife Joy exclusive Pair 3 in neon green and black. So DLC blade, black hardware. Also wearing a Casey Lynch clip, and the factory clip is included. The blade, 2 15/16 inches of CPM 20 CV. This coating appears to be virginal. The compression lock is dead solid. The blade drops freely. And it is hard to see, but perfectly centered. Condition will be near mint in box. These are discontinued, not a stock. Sold listings on eBay ranging between $167 and $225. Let's offer this pretty perfect example at $160, like it is. $190 if you'd like it with an ApostleP edge on that 20 CV blade. It's the Pair 3 Neon DLC 20 CV from Spyderco. Time to turn the page. Okay. Next, we have one from We Knife Company Limited. This one is the 710D straight up from We. Comes with a blue handle. It says a hand rub satin blade, but it's really not. We'll forgive them that. Look at this beauty. It's kind of Wee's take on a Kwaiken. A beautiful 3D machine titanium handle. The relieved portion, which is most of the handle, is a finely milled and tumbled blue anodized surface. The raised portions, which make the Wii logo over and over, have a light bronze ano. Get a titanium bead with a little bronze ano in the relief on a blue lanyard. Single-sided thumb stud and ball bearings. And kind of a straight spine blade that emulates a Japanese tanto. So this is bead blasted, not hand rubbed satin, and that looks like a grinder satin to me. But anyway, let's not pick nits. The blade is M390. The blade length is 3 7/8. The handle is 5 inches. The pocket clip is a milled deep carry titanium, right hand tip up only. The titanium frame lock is steel inserted, locks up thusly. It's rock solid. Ball bearing pivot. Beautiful thumb stud placement for tension. Better than it needs to be with that ball bearing pivot. Blade centering is dead. Lockup is rock solid. You'll notice the hardware, kind of proprietary. So we gave us a tool. How about that? Condition will be near mint in box with tool. Some very slight carry wear, a little bit of burnishing on the corners, very little. These are discontinued, not a stock. When they were available, they were $250 web retail. I can't find one anywhere for sale or recently sold. Pretty cool knife from We. Your price $150 like it is. $180 with an Apostle P edge. Next day sharpening available if it's one of the first 4. Next up, our first of 5 from Chris Reeve tonight. This one is a large Sebenza 31. Well, it's kind of a PJ and it's kind of not. It is plain, but the blade steel is Boomerang Damascus. Yes. From Sir Chad Nichols. Made April 23rd of 2020. That expensive blade steel gets you a pocket slip. It might have housed that knife once, but I don't think so. Here you go. So not a pristine example, but a pretty doggone nice one. You're going to see some slight handle wear and trailing, but it's very slight. Likewise on the clip. I believe I have sharpened and tuned this knife previously. There's your Boomerang Damascus. Now, it had my edge on it. It kind of needs sharpened again. Blade length 3 9/16. Handle 4 13/16. Reeve integral lock with ceramic ball interface. Lockup is kind of to the early side for a ceramic ball Sebenza, which ain't a bad thing. Still plenty solid. Rock solid, you might say. Blade is a free dropper. Flickable. Closable. Blade centering is Sebenza-like. The lanyard is untied and in the box. So let's see. If you ordered this knife brand new, it would be $700, and who knows when you would get it. They're definitely not in stock. If this knife were unused, unsharpened, unmarked, it would probably be worth $650, $675. This one, however, $575 like it is, $600 with my edge. No need to tune. That is the Chris Reeve Large Sebenza 31 PJ Nichols Damascus. What a beauty. Next up, ooh, we got a little run of flashlights coming at you. The first is a Baton 3 Pro in OD green. Look at there. Yeah. 4 inches overall length. OD green hard anodized aluminum handle. 2-way pocket clip. Single LED emitter. Magnetic USB charging. Cable included. Side mounted switch. .5 to 1500 lumens. One 18650 lithium rechargeable battery. It is like new in box. Web retail for this light ranges between $50 and $60. And the website I found it for $50 was a sketchy site I've never heard of, but anyway. Your price on this one, $40. $40 shipped priority mail. The Olight Baton 3 Pro. Next up, this one kind of confused me. We got a limited edition light from Olight. It's a Baton 3 Roadster limited edition. I don't understand this. Those are both Baton 3s. It is what it is. That's really what it is. Interesting colorway, don't you think? So here's the light. Just 2.5 inches of overall length. It runs a 16340 lithium rechargeable battery, magnetic tail charging, USB cable included. It's got kind of an aquamarine hard anno on that aluminum barrel with a little orange accent. Side-mounted switch like all batons. And then what makes it the Roadster, I guess, is this almost hard rubber wrap that has a tire tread pattern. Pretty cool. Two-way clip. Output from 0.5 to 1200 lumens on this one because of the smaller battery. Like new in box. They're discontinued. They're out of stock. Limited edition. Sold listings on eBay ranging between 80 and 130. This one is like new in box. Your price, 80 bucks, shipped priority mail. No need to sharpen. The Olight Baton 3 Roadster, limited edition. Next is our final flashlight in tonight's sale. It is another limited edition Olight. It's the Summer TI. There's a picture of it. And here's the light. Yeah. It's an S1R Baton 2 Summer TI edition, limited edition, 2.5 inches of overall length. Magnetic USB charging. It runs the 16340 lithium battery, 1000 lumens max output. You got your side-mounted switch. I think I forgot to take out the insulator. Did you forget to take out the insulator? No, I guess I just ran out of charge. Well, I'll make sure it works before I send it to you. I promise. It'll work. If not, I will note it in the description, but I'll give it a quick charge and make sure before we ship it. Let's see. Near mint to like new in box. Discontinued, not of stock. Sold listings on eBay ranging between 85 and 125. Love that blue bezel. Your price on this one, 85 bucks, shipped priority mail. No need to sharpen. That's the Olight S1R Baton 2 Summer TI limited edition. Next up, now we get into the thick of the Chris Reeve party. And this one is a large Incosi inlay with black canvas micarta and an Insingo blade. Here's your birth card. Oh, it's in MagnaCut even. Built this May. Oh, look at that beauty. Yes. I'm going to list this as near mint to like new in box. I'm not sure I could find a mark on it. Double thumb lug, of course, because it's an Incosi. Stonewash blade in MagnaCut. 3 9/16 inches in length, 4 3/4 handle. And that black canvas doesn't even really appear to have any skin oil in it yet. There is your lockup on the Reeve integral lock with ceramic ball interface. It is rock solid. Not quite a free dropper, but close from the factory. Perfect centering. It flicks. Yes. Oh, the lanyard is untied and in the box. If you could find this knife brand new, which I don't think you can, or if you order one directly from Chris Reeve, first of all, it would take you 6 months to a year to get it. And it would cost you 600 bucks. This one can be yours for $450, like it is. $480 with an ApostleP edge on that MagnaCut blade. That is the Chris Reeve large Incosi Insingo black micarta and MagnaCut. Let's see. Next up, more Chris Reeve. It's another large Incosi. This one with the plain handle, drop point blade, and a MagnaCut blade. Here is your birth card from this June. Ooh, this has the glass blasted handle, which a lot of guys seem to prefer these days. Look at that shimmer. Oh yeah. And again, a knife I looked over rather closely. I don't think I can find a mark in it. Very slight evidence of opening, right? The top of the thumb stud is just a little dark. Yeah. There's your Magna Cut blade, 3 5/8 inches in length. The handle, 4 3/4. There's the lockup on your Reeve integral lock with the ceramic ball interface. Again, pretty early. Rock solid. Not a free dropper, but dead smooth, perfectly centered. Can it flick? Yes. Condition, near mint to like new in box. Lanyard is untied and in the box. Web retail for this knife, if you could find a new one, I'm not sure you can, would be $500. This one is available to you for $400. Like it is, $430 with an ApostleP edge. The Chris Reeve large Incosi PJ, MC for Magna Cut, and GB for glass bead. Right? What a beauty. Next up, well, it's another Chris Reeve knife. A small Incosi inlay with natural canvas micarta, a drop point Magna Cut blade, and a glass blasted handle. Here's your birth card. Born this June. And here's the knife. The clip will be in the box detached. I think I see one. No, maybe it's not a tiny rub. Anyway. Oh, looky there, boys. Let's look it over. I do see one little trail right there. The clip has been removed and replaced with a fill tab for pocket carry. I like that he left the lanyard on the small Incosi because it's kind of small. Some guys use that to anchor. Not a bad idea. There's your Magna Cut blade. 2 3/4 in length. The handle is 3 3/4. There is your lock engagement. Very early for a ceramic ball Reeve integral lock. Super smooth, super centered, near mint in box. I don't know if you can find one of these in stock, but if you order a new one, it'll run you $525. This one, let's do $400 like it is, $430 with an ApostleP edge, the Chris Reeve. Small Incosi net can for natural canvas, MC for Magna Cut, and GB for glass blasted. Next up, our last Chris Reeve in tonight's sale. In a new blue box. This is a small Incosi inlaid with red linen micarta, glass blasted handle, and a Magna Cut blade. Here's your birth card. Built this July. Here is the knife. The lanyard has been removed from this one. I believe it's in the box. Let me look. Let me look. Because I did not note that. Ah, there it is. Okay, let's take a look at this little beauty. I love the red linen. Is that a knife ship free thing? I think it is. Let's look closely. It is unmarked. There's your lock engagement on the ceramic ball lock interface. There is your Insingo blade. 2 3/4 blade, 3 3/4 handle. Almost a free dropper, but not quite. There's your blade centering. It's dead. And the lockup is rock solid. Condition near mint to like new in box. Current web or retail, $525. And I don't think these are in stock. Your price on this one, $400 like it is, $430 with an Apostle P edge. That is the Chris Reeve Small and Cosi and Singo red linen, magna cut and glass beaded. What a little beauty. Next up, we have a knife from Smith & Sons. High quality folding knives, never a dull moment. Comes in a pocket slip embossed with the Smith & Sons maker's mark. It's kind of hard to dig out of here. It doesn't exactly drop out yet. Look at that little beauty. So very cool knife, produced for Smith & Sons by White River Knives right here in good old US of A. This has the polished OD green canvas micarta covers, black screws, brass lanyard tube. It is a half-stop slip joint. With a pretty cool, you'd almost call that a harpoon clip point. And the blade steel is CPM S35VN. It's the Marshland Trapper, by the way. Closed length is 4 3/16. The blade length, which you can pinch out or use the long pull, is 3 7/16. Half stop mechanism, beautiful walk and talk, conventional kick, perfect blade centering, 7.5 pull. It is like new in box with the slip. You can order these from Smith & Sons website for $250. It does not say on their website. You can order these with a belt sheath, which costs extra. I think they come with the slip at no charge. They're $250. Your price on this one, like new in box, $195 like it is, $220 with an Apostle P edge. The Smith & Sons Marshland Trapper in OD canvas micarta. Why so specific? Well, because we have another one. Another Smith & Sons Marshland Trapper, made in America by White River Knives for Smith & Sons. Comes in a brown leather slip. Here's the knife in polished natural canvas micarta, black screws, brass lanyard tube. Closed length is 4 3/16. The blade is 3 7/16 and S35VN. This with an acid stonewash finish, which I think suits that natural canvas super well. Clip point blade, long pull, full flat ground, beautiful walk and talk, perfect centering. You can either pinch it out or you can use the long pull. Pull weight's about 7.5. Perfect mechanics, like new in box. These are available at the Smith & Sons website for $250 web retail. I believe they come with the slip. You can add an optional belt sheath, which is like a pancake style sheath, at an additional charge, but I think the slip comes with. So that would be $250 if you ordered it on Smith & Sons website. This like new inbox example, $195 like it is, $220 with an Apostle P edge. That's the Marshland Trapper in natural canvas from Smith & Sons. Next up, this is kind of cool because Smith & Sons on those Marshland Trappers uses White River Knives as their OEM, and the next knife is White River's own version of basically the same knife. It's called the Trailhead Trapper, and this will be in OD green canvas micarta, but this will have a satin finish instead of that polished finish like the Smith knives have. There's your COA. So same dimensions on this one. 4 3/16 closed length. 3 7/16 blade. Notice the satin finish, and because there's no lanyard tube, we have 3 screws in this handle instead of 2. Is it stronger? I don't know. Also a stonewashed S35 VN blade, long pull, or you can pinch it. Pull weight 7.5. Walk and talk superb. Centering perfect. Condition like new in box. These are available brand new. Shockingly, they're the same price as the Smith & Sons knife, $250 web retail. This one can be yours at $185 like it is, $210 if you'd like it with an ApostleP edge. That is the White River Trailhead Trapper in OD canvas. Next up, is this the most sought after Spyderco Shaman in the world? It might be. There's your sticker. Shaman plain rosewood, made in USA. Golden, Colorado, USA Earth to be exact. This particular Shaman is a dealer exclusive for Knife Center. It comes scaled in rosewood diamond wood. So for those of you who don't know, diamond wood is a trade name for a laminated wood product, stabilized and laminated. This one is stained rosewood color. You've got a 4-way clip mount, tumble polished clip, compression lock. Excuse me. Blade, CPM Rex 45. It is a very high carbon tool steel, and there's a little bit of hazy patina starting, but nothing major. You have to look close to even notice it. Blade length 3 9/16. The handle's 4 5/8. Lockup dead rock solid. Free swinging blade on phosphor bronze. Beauteous blade centering. Condition near mint in box with very, very slight patina noted. Discontinued, out of stock at Knife Center. Only one sold listing on eBay, and that one did $538. I believe there is a current listing as of the shooting of this video. I'll buy it now for $572. That sounds like a lot for a Shaman. In fact, so much so that we're listing this one at $395 like it is. $425 with an ApostleP edge. Next day sharpening is available. That's the Spyderco Shaman, Rosewood, and Rex 45. Well, that brings us to the last knife in tonight's sale, and what a cutie. From Demko Knives, we have an AD 20.5, and your listing will say plus custom scales, because it doesn't have those scales. That's like a puke green. I don't know what to call that. But those would be the FRN scales that came on the knife. Then you've got what looks like, I think my consignor told me that these are Taro Tough, but I'm not, it looks like natural canvas to me. Not installed, because installed is this set of green Taro Tough. So, yeah, you got this deep carry clip that's for right-hand tip up, and the box is a left-hand clip. Opens with a thumb stud. Has a clip point blade in D2. 3 1/4 blade, 4 1/2 handle. Shark lock. Ball bearing pivot. You can fling it. You can thumb it. Anything you want. Lock up. Rock solid. Shocking with a Demko lock. Centering. Dead down the middle. We will say near mint in box. Available right now at Blade HQ. Probably not in that color, but this knife with FRN scales, $119 at Blade HQ on sale. This one you get for $100 with 2 sets of extra scales. $125 with my edge. That is the Demko AD 20.5 plus custom scales. And that, my friends, will bring us to the end of another weekly knife sale on the Apostle P channel. Hope you enjoyed it. I sure did. Hurry. You might have I'm not sure I can get you these by Christmas, but who cares? It'll be fun. Oh, and by the way, I will be throwing in somebody's box this DLT trading Christmas ornament and this DLT set of dice with a baggie carrying. Yeah, how about that? Merry Christmas to somebody. I'm not sure who those are going to yet. It'll be a surprise. That's all for this one. Grace to you and peace, my friends, from God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ. Remember, the word is sharp. Now commence to clicking. I'll talk to you soon.